Should we reintroduce everyone, or should we just keep going?
Let's
I wonder.
go with the.
Go with the intro.
Hey,
Alyssa's intro.
everyone can. If you want to find out who's playing, look at the things on the screen. As we seem to have had a brief breach of reality, and it seems as though my brain decided to check out, and hopefully, I will not completely cease to exist by the end of this broadcast. In the meantime, hi, Alyssa.
Take 2. Previously on Ghosts of Saltmaw. After discovering a series of secret doors in the lower levels of the defunct alchemist's lab on Saltmaw Station, our party of sundry spacers opted to continue their descent into the belly of the maw beast rather than going through the door marked danger.
Why would he not go through a door marked danger? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
But needless to say, they discovered not only a stockpile of smuggled stolen goods, but the smugglers themselves. Cole exchanged words with the bandits. Later, a megalomaniacal magician by the name of Sandalay. Why did I put so many alliterations in here? I thought it was being clever. Stop that. The parley ended in a literal firefight, igniting a cask of expensive brandy, but fortunately the flames were extinguished by Narita with her water spell. Sanbalay went down hard, followed by his hired hobgoblin thug, whom Fritz dispatched by sending their newly acquired mechanical spider to drop some bottled lightning on the armored mercenary. The remaining smugglers surrendered and were interrogated, revealing that there was a ship already waiting to receive their illicit goods, and then the party handed them over to the spaceport authorities. Cole and Fritz worked out how to signal the ship, while Lasness and the others prepared the smugglers' shuttle for takeoff. We rejoin our party as they await the arrival of their backup in the form of a single Lakshayan battle frame pilot in full tactical gear. So, how would you like to proceed? Any last minute preparations? Lasness will be off screen in the cockpit taking care of business, since she's not with us today.
Thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you. I should probably just list my... Nope, fixed it. Okay, yes, there we go. Yeah, there was a 9, 10, 11, 12. No, that was basically I was trying to figure out we just leveled up, I think.
Yes,
that's right. So
you did indeed.
Yeah, I was just making the last minute corrections on Mashit.
All right.
I think I got everything. Probably.
Good to
Possibly. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and feel free to, call for a timeout if we need to adjust anything or if you have questions.
I think Fritz is going to be very carefully looking for every possible nook, cranny, or hiding place that a small gnome-sized person would be able to hide, and is also, they've managed to collect a fair amount of stuff. So there will be some bags and containers of some of their things stuck in some of these other places within the shuttle as well. Hopefully within easy grab if I need to make a quick run out at any point, but just to try to keep from hauling around everything that, they own at once.
All right. Easy enough. There's probably a few hidey holes, storage compartments, nothing else, you're small enough to take cover in between the rows of seating.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something a little bit more,
yeah.
you know,
There is
more than that.
there
But
is-
yeah, I can always hide behind Narita if nothing else. So.
Are there any Narita-sized hidey holes?
Probably not. It's really, this is just like kind of a bus, like an 8-passenger van type of a vehicle.
Guess we're taking some fire then. All right, perfect.
I mean, I don't see how we're going to possibly hide the person in power armor, so...
Just the shuttle.
Yeah.
Fritz has always held to the, you only have to run faster than one person school of thought, so.
Yeah. It's fair. It's very fair.
So, as you're all getting ready, finding your various seats, stowing your gear, everybody roll a perception check.
Oh, I don't want to know things.
Well, maybe you won't.
It's just bounced out of my tray.
It's been a day for that.
17.
11.
19.
Wait, did I get to add anything to this, or is this what it is?
Perception. Let's see. If you're not proficient in perception, it would just be your wisdom bonus.
Oh,
Plus
okay.
1, but it looks like...
It's not good.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. I didn't add my bonus, so that's actually 17.
Okay. Well,
5.
It's okay. It's tough to see out of that suit.
everybody except Narita notices the power armored figure coming through the airlock, carrying a case of some kind in one arm. The power armor basically looks like sort of stylized samurai armor, and there is the handle of a katana behind, like over her shoulder, and a sort of arm cannon on one arm, and the other hand is carrying the case. And as she approaches the shuttle, the helmet sort of breaks down and folds out of the way so that you can see it is a female human with black hair pulled back into a tight bun. She has sort of cool brown skin and dark eyes, kind of Samoan features. Cole, you would recognize this as Sergeant Lee Watson.
I feel kind of bad. I didn't get dressed up or anything.
This is just uniform for me, you know? But I suppose
Do we all get...
a bit of an upgrade since last time we fought together.
Hell, looks like it.
Do we all get power suits?
Not like this, but I do have life suits for all of you, so suit up.
Fritz is obviously going to sidle up to the armor. First of all, making sure that the life suit that's being offered is like gnome-sized.
Yes.
There's a question, probably.
There is one small life suit, and to medium-sized life suits. Narita does not need one since she's technically already wearing a life suit.
Yeah. So either the small one is small enough for Fritz, or we're going to retcon a little bit and say that there's one small to medium for Lasness, since she's also
Well,
small size.
technically there would be 2 smaller ones.
Okay.
One
Alright.
for Fritz and one for Lasness.
Got it. Far
Everybody
more
that
interesting
isn't already
than
wearing
far more interesting than the life suit that Fritz is putting on, though. They're going to like sidle up and just start inspecting very casually, but obviously, like the cannon and the, just all of the how everything goes together. And this is going to be a running thing, so every opportunity possible, Fritz is going to be like leaning over the seat and looking at this and making notes and just on the border of annoying.
Yeah. Well, you notice all those things that I mentioned. It's kind of got a matte finish, so it doesn't reflect light, so she can be a little more stealthy when she's out in space. Because you notice it is equipped to walk or fly. Depending on how much you know about the Likshay power armor, you might have some inclination that that it can be combined with other Marines wearing similar armor to form a larger vehicle.
I probably would be familiar with the general concept, and this is probably the first time that I've ever had an eye on such a thing, and so like trying to figure out how this connects. Where are the connections? What's going on?
All right. So once you've all had a chance to suit up, your life suits can be worn either over or underneath other coats or armor or what have you. So once you all have a chance to suit up, she's kind of just following Cole's lead at this point.
Oh crap! Okay. I have to think. Okay.
Unless you ask her to take point.
Yeah, it's possible. Okay, so as soon as they open, I figure there's probably, as soon as they open this thing, they're going to see that it's not who they're expecting. So I don't feel as though there's really any reason for us to bring any of the goods with us.
Okay.
I think now that, because I know we were talking about that last time, but if it's a situation, there is no ruse the moment the hatch opens. So.
No, the Likshay Oni battle frame is definitely recognizable.
Yeah. So I think that being the case, and there not really being a place to hide, I guess that the plan is just basically begin firing as soon as the hatch opens. Is that our plan?
Well, we have to get there first.
Well, yeah, I mean, after we get there, the hatch opens. Then the hatch opens once we're there. Then I presume that's what we're doing.
We firebomb everything with bourbon.
Except we didn't pack the bourbon.
I thought we did. Did we not? Oh, dang it. Oh, that's right, because we want this ship to catch on fire. Got it. I remember.
Right. Yeah. And we also don't want to waste stuff if it's obvious that we're not who they're expecting.
Yeah.
We could, however, flood their ship.
You mean our ship?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We only want to get them off. We don't want to destroy things. Got it.
What was your idea?
Oh, literally flood the ship.
With
kind
what?
of like
water?
Water?
Yeah, head nodding over to Narita. It's like it's the one thing we know works really well.
Water everywhere.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we could still do that.
True.
I mean, I can create water too, so
There we
We can
go.
really waterlog that shit. But I thought you folks questioned our methods and would rather do things in a more merciful way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, after they start firing, we've got. After they start firing at us, we're in the clear.
Oh,
We're
right to the
justified at that
aggressive
point.
Negotiations.
Yeah.
I see. I'm not sure I understand the way military actions are conducted outside of the Empire. Seems very
Yeah, it's a whole
complicated.
thing.
Anyways. I suppose we should just see what their reaction is then once we board their ship.
Ready to take off?
Yeah, let's do this.
Go.
No?
No, it's fine. Let's go. Let's go.
It's like, really? What?
Everybody goes home.
Yeah. The end.
All right. So, you are able to take the shuttle out of the airlock. Lasness flies it out, no problem. And following the coordinates that you received earlier. Once you get within 20 feet of the ship itself, it sort of looks like a gigantic, like, sailing ship or barge, but it's all enclosed and there's no sails.
Okay.
And you get a repetition of the signal that says the ship is ready, come aboard. So
I guess we dock.
yeah,
I'm speaking for Lasness here.
Lasness will fly in over the top of the ship, and a docking bay opens up, and she brings the shuttle down into it, and it seals and repressurizes, and you are able to exit the shuttle.
Do we see anyone in the docking bay from here, or no?
You don't see anyone inside the docking bay, but there is somebody posted outside of the door to the main area of the ship.
Gotcha.
So,
Are there any cameras or recording devices in the?
Probably.
most likely there is at least like a camera in the like security panel at the door. Just like that sort of doorbell cam type thing.
Fritz is going to pull out the spider pod.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sparky. Walk over to where that panel is and obscure the lens. Just sit down right there. But go up. Don't go on the floor. Go up over the top. Yep, exactly. All right. One camera anyway.
Looking out through like the window in that door, those of you who are tall enough to look out that window, you can see it sort of opens up onto like a landing with a ramp that goes down on either side into sort of the main area, and then another ramp that goes up into another sort of elevated area at the front of the ship where the bridge would be. And then on either side of the main deck is lined with life pods for like emergency evacuation. And then doors going, leading into various other parts of the ship.
I don't think subtlety is going to be our strong point in walking through this space and into the main hall there. But it's entirely possible that whoever sees us coming is more likely to focus on big people in battle frames and tall people in aquatic suits, and much less likely to look at a small character in the background. So I think I'm going to hang back with Sparky and bring up the rear and basically keep an eye on our backs, if that's all right.
Seems like a sound strategy.
So Fritz will continue, as with any movement that goes on, Fritz will just stay at the back of the group and we'll have sort of continuous stealth rolls. Just let me know when I need to roll, or if any circumstances change where I need to roll in terms of a stealth, but unless I say otherwise, Fritz is just going to be like hiding in the background.
Okay. Okay, cool. Do you want the sergeant to take point?
Well, okay.
Or
I think that
try to pretend to be smugglers.
I think that I'm gonna do the thing where once the camera gets covered. No, we're not gonna try to pretend to be. Having her with us negates the even the attempt. So, but once the camera gets covered, I think at least that one will have a moment. So, I think I'm just going to. And this is really a foolish idea, but to attempt this mechanically, but it's one of those things that one always wants to do in a in fiction of this kind. And so you presumably there's a guard like we know there's a guard stationed like in the on outside the door to the
yeah. Mm-hmm. Looks like maybe somebody's just waiting for the shipment to arrive before they bring everybody else away from their post.
So my thought is to do this thing where I just sort of will sort of sneak up to the door on the opposite side, or to the opposite side to the I don't know if it's like an open doorway or what, but to basically be on the opposite side of the wall and just do this thing where like, oh, hey buddy, and punch him in the face when he comes around.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of signal and the door sort of like slides open and you call him and he steps in. Make your attack roll.
Yeah. This is where the plan.
They're not really expecting you yet to be anything other than smugglers. So.
Yeah, this is
Does
where
he
the
get
plan.
Advantage on that.
Because it's a surprise. Yeah, sure.
Oh, cool. I'm glad, because this is where the plan fails miserably because of trying to hit someone with a fist. Let's see. Do I get my trying to figure out which things I get.
It'll be your strength modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Are you proficient with unarmed strikes?
Probably not. No. This is purely cinematic.
Okay. So roll a d20 and add your strength
Gotcha.
bonus.
All right, here we go.
We'll call it good enough.
Oh, hey!
Hey,
One of these dice was a 20.
excellent.
I got a natural 20 on that on the roll. This is good.
you punch him hard. Perhaps harder than you were expecting.
My hope is to knock him out, but we'll see. So, and now I must figure out what the actual die is that I used.
With your for an unarmed strike, unless you're a monk, it's just going to be 1 point of damage. But since you crit, it's going to be 2 points of damage.
Oh wow, 2 whole points of damage.
2 whole
That's
points.
Awesome. Okay.
No strength bonus behind that.
Yeah, go ahead and add your strength bonus.
Okay, well in that case, it's it could be up to a total of 4.
Okay.
If we're doubling. So.
We'll call it 4. However, it is not quite enough to knock him out, so we're going to roll for initiative.
Yeah. This is where the plan fails miserably. Thankfully, I still get it. Holy crap!
Money back. These dice are
Well,
cursed.
well, I get advantage on initiative.
Who cursed your dice?
And
I got a 1.
Yeah.
So
I got another 20. I got a natural 20 on initiative.
Fritz got a 16.
I mean, I guess my initiative is +2, so technically this is a 3.
Okay.
Technically.
It's true. Yeah, technically this is a 23.
Narita, what did you roll?
17.
All right. Well, Cole, the smuggler is stunned, at least, which means you're at the top of the initiative.
Excellent. So I just sort of step back, gun comes out. And I think that's what's going to happen. All right.
All right.
You actually attempt the rolling of the die. Here we go. That's an 8.
That's going to be a miss.
It is probably going to be a miss. Yes. This is right. So yeah, at that point, I'm probably going to, if there is a thing to get on the other side of, I would like to do that.
I'll say there's some, like, crates and stuff.
Cool.
So you punch him, you miss him at point blank, and now you dive for cover.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
I like how you plan this.
It's a great plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Me too.
Combat veteran.
This may be why he's no longer with the police force.
All right. So next up is Narita.
Well, we will attempt our slumber hex.
Okay.
So that's a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 from the bandit.
Well, she's gonna join Cole behind that crate.
Okay. And then we have Fritz.
Phaser time. Ooh, 7.
That's a miss.
Perhaps it is not yet phaser time.
Nope, let's try that again.
Which means it is the smuggler's turn. And he is going to attempt to shoot Cole with his blaster.
I am shocked.
That's a
Happens when you punch people.
that's a 21
That's
to
fair.
hit.
That's very fair. Wow, okay. I picked up some extra things a moment ago. I mean last week. And I just need to check to see if there's a thing that
Okay.
I don't know what the timing of this one is. Yeah, I think I actually have to declare this before I get the results. So so that is going to be a hit. I have a thing where when someone makes an attack against me, I can spend a risk die as a reaction to dodge out of harm's way at the last second. But
Okay.
it's sort of, it subtracts from their roll, which I think.
Yeah.
Well, it says when they make an attack roll against you, so I don't know if that.
Yeah. So
Does the
like
die
right
have
now,
to be finished rolling?
right now.
Right now,
He has rolled his attack.
he has rolled his attack.
and
And,
it would hit. So if you would like to subtract a number from
let's do that. I'm going to spend a risk die.
okay.
I have 4 of them. And so that's a 3, so that's going to be subtracted from his total.
It's still 20. No,
Good Lord.
minus 3 is 18.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if unless unless whatever I'm hiding behind is gives me 4 AC, I'm probably still hit.
Probably it's not quite full cover.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Remember. So that's gonna be 5 points of radiant damage from the blaster.
Yay!
And then Sergeant Watson gets to go. And she is gonna fire her swarm pistol. he takes 3 shots. 1 misses, and then the other 2 hit. So the bandit takes 5 points of radiant damage from her, and he's looking pretty rough. Rekmara, you're up.
Rekmara is reasonably close, so he's just going to shoot his sun staff at him.
Mhm.
17.
17 hits, roll some damage.
2d6. A 1. And another 1. So that's 2.
And he goes down. But you notice as he goes down, another figure comes racing up to the landing and through the door. This one appears to be of slightly higher rank. And he is going to survey the scene. And he is going to attack you since you just shot and downed one of his officers.
Is he in melee range?
No, he's just come through the door.
Oh, darn.
But he will have to get in melee range with you because for some reason he's carrying a laser sword instead of a blaster.
Oh, okay. Does that mean I can use my follow-up attack from my successful sun staff shot?
Sure.
Okay. So you see Rekmara, after shooting the guy and seeing him fall down, sees the other guy coming, and he's going to ready his sun staff and take a giant swing with it like it was a baseball bat at the as a follow-up.
Okay.
That is a 17.
17 hits.
Yep. Wow, 2 whole points of damage. I did double damage. Yay.
So then he's gonna take his multi-attack with his laser sword. First swing is the first slash is a 21 total.
That's a hit.
That is 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay, ouch.
And the second slash is only an 11.
That's a miss.
So as you sort of buckle in pain, it throws his aim off. And that's going to bring us back to the top of the round. Cole.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I think I only have so many of these. I don't want to expend them all, but I'm going to go ahead and sort of look up. I'll come up around whatever I'm behind and shoot at the laser sword wielding individual.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a 23.
Okay.
Did I exceed the AC by 5 or more?
Yes, you did.
Excellent. I get an extra die of damage. Made a little difference. 10.
All right. So, your blaster scorches through him, and he is bloodied. Anything else you'd like to do this round, or just gonna hang where you are?
I am going to. No, I think I'm. I think I'm good. I'm just gonna hang here.
Okay. So that brings us to Narita.
How often can
There you
I?
go.
I figured it out. How often can I try a hex?
Let me bring that up.
I too would like to know this.
Me too.
Is you can only have one hex active at a time, and you concentrate on this hex like a spell. You can concentrate on a hex and a spell at the same time, and you make only one check to maintain your concentration on both. I think you can just do it
You can turn it on and off basically at any time.
whenever you want.
Okay. So because my first one failed, then it's not an active thing. So I can try again.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Do we already know how many people are on this ship?
I believe the number was 10.
10. Okay. So we're-
-1.
One's down. We'll try slumber again. We'll go for it.
Wisdom save. This one's going to be a 9. That's a fail. So your hex succeeds.
Yay. So, well,
On a failed save, the target falls unconscious until it takes damage or until the end of your next turn.
What happens if she keeps her hex going with a cackle? Does that keep it
forever.
going? Assuming that he doesn't take damage.
That would keep it going for another round after that.
Cool. So you're basically mocking him to sleep.
Yes. Oh, that's mean.
Rocking, mocking, it's kind of the same.
Yeah. It works the same.
Yeah.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So he is now unconscious. Is there anything else you would like to do, or otherwise we're on to Fritz?
I believe it's Fritz's turn.
All right, Fritz. One smuggler is down, the other is also down and snoring.
Fritz is going to stealth around the corner into the hallway and try to keep a low profile, but get around so that they can see further down the hall.
Okay.
And, like, trigger this. No, the spider pod's going to stay where he is right now.
Still blocking the camera.
Still blocking the camera,
Okay.
at least for the moment.
So exiting the docking bay onto a landing. It looks out over the main deck. There's a ramp leading down on the port side. A second airlock down on that level. Looks like it's the type that leads out into an umbilicus, which would connect to another ship or to a space station docking port. There are life pods. There's a ramp on the starboard side going up toward the bridge. And there appears to be one individual standing outside the door to the bridge.
Okay, I think Fritz is going to stay in the general area, but try to get cover from one of the life pods on the side, on the port side. And stealth and hold an action in case anybody else comes busting through the door and I need to put down any covering fire.
Okay. Go
I
ahead
also want
and-
to stay close enough to be able to yell for the spider pod if I need to.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me.
Operative term being make the roll. Oops. Stealth, not sleight of hand. There we go. 19.
All right. It does not appear that the guard outside the bridge has noticed you yet.
Okay. I'll just stay put for the moment.
Okay. So Sergeant Watson sort of looks over at Cole and gestures for the rest of the party to go out. She says, "I'll cover you."
Are we still
Just
in
waiting
like
by the door.
combat, or are we
Technically not at the moment. So whatever you wish to do, she's just waiting inside the door, kind of keeping watch and gonna cover you if you decide to proceed.
No. Can't believe I'm going to do this. Rekmar puts the shooty end of his sun staff on the chest of the sleeping guard and fires.
Okay.
Fritz did not see that.
Do I have to roll to hit, or do I just roll damage at this point?
That's an automatic crit because he is unconscious. Go ahead and roll damage.
4 and 2 is 6, so 12.
Okay. He is badly wounded but still breathing. And now he's conscious.
Now you woke him up.
Since he's still in range, in melee range, he's gonna just raise his sun staff up and just crack it down on the guy's head.
Make an attack roll.
That's
With
a natural
advantage
20.
because he's still prone.
I'll take the natural 20.
Okay, sure. Good enough.
And I got 5 points of damage, so that's
Yep.
10.
Yep. He's dead now.
See, Rekmar, I'll just crack his neck a little bit, and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself. He's like, that's for cutting me. And yeah, so he'll cast Cure Wounds on himself and heal back like 7, and my wisdom is 4, 11 points of damage.
Okay.
So
All right. So that takes care of the unconscious first officer. Anything else you would like to do?
Kick a kitten.
It's like,
That's a very nice hex you have. He says nonchalantly as he, adjusts his torn sleeve.
Christ. Work with a group, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Okay.
What? It's not like that she could have just kept him sleeping forever.
True.
And this hurt, by the way.
Wait. you see he calls about to try to argue, and then he's like,
It's your
Never
first
mind.
time putting together a team.
shrugged. I shrug.
It gets
Yeah.
better.
Was whoever answered the ad.
Fritz can tell that there is more nonchalant conversation going on at that point, and basically nods or says loud enough for Sparky to hear, "Come here, Sparky."
Spider crawls down from the camera and heads toward you. What would everybody else like to do?
Oh, well, if the spider's moving, we need to move, because they're going to know we're here in a second. So I'm going to... I too am going to sneak out into the hallway, or try to sneak out into the hallway, and try to find a nice position to fire from.
Okay.
And shall I attempt to make with the stealthery?
Yes, please.
Okay, this ought to be funny. I was right. So,
Not well?
it's technically a 4.
Technically.
The number on the die is a 1, but I have
Okay.
I have proficiency in, apparently. Oh no, I have a +3
as you
index. So that's
exit
not proficient,
the docking bay, you get the impression that the guy standing on the landing across from you has heard the blaster fire, finally.
yeah. Ah.
And he is going to raise his blaster and try to take a shot. Would you all like to keep your current initiative and just add him to the roster? Or
I
would you
think we
like to
should
roll
reroll.
again?
I mean, I'm
Alright.
okay I'm okay either way.
All right,
I'm fine keeping it, but if folks want to reroll, we can reroll.
we'll just go ahead and roll again.
Completely
Natural
Good
20.
lord. And the dice have turned.
5.
11.
10.
All right. So, Fritz, you have been keeping your eye on that bandit at the top of the landing. You see him raise his blaster, but you have just a little bit quicker reflexes.
Let's hope that translates to actual aim as well. Gonna try the blaster from here. But before I actually squeeze off the blaster shot, since I've been keeping in my sights for a little bit, I'm going to drop my mace wrench on the floor next to me,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna fire my shot with my blaster, my phaser.
Okay.
Here we go. 13, 1, 14.
14 hits.
Oh, yay. I get 2d4. It is 2 and 1. 3 points grand total.
All right. And
Fritz also tells Sparky, hey, pick up that wrench.
all right. And then next is Sergeant Watson, who has been watching through the door, and she is going to fire her swarm pistol again. And this time all 3 rounds hit. And he goes down. So, technically that would be Narita's turn next, but we're momentarily out of initiative. So what would you like to do?
Well, when you say he goes down.
He's either unconscious or dead.
Oh, okay. Well, Narita feels safe walking out into the hall now.
Okay. Yep. There does not appear to be anyone else out in this open area.
Okay.
You do see the ramp going down one side and another ramp going up on the opposite side toward the bridge, life pods. There are several doors below the landings, and there's also a cargo lift in the floor of the main deck that goes down.
Should we start looking through the doors, or would anyone else like to go a different direction?
Is protocol on this kind of thing typically to try to take the bridge first, or is there a... Because I was thinking that might be...
Want them sneaking up on us.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we should secure the bridge first and then start going door by door.
All right.
If we're good with that.
Sparky, be a good spider pod. Take that wrench and run up the side wall and just kind of hang out over the doorway to the bridge until I tell you.
Wrench up the ramp, up the wall.
Okay.
Sorry, which way is it to the bridge?
It's up the ramp here.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to start quietly moving in that direction, or attempt to move
basically
quietly in that direction.
The bridge is on level directly across from the docking bay, and both of those landings look out over the main deck, which is on technically the floor below that. So you go
Okay.
down the ramp, across the open area, and up.
And then back
to
up the other
bridge.
side.
Yeah.
To the bridge.
Fritz will stay sneaky on whichever side the big clanky people are not on. Just to stay on the opposite side and trying to be stealthy.
Can I take another stab at being stealthy?
Certainly may.
This time, though, you see, hang on one moment. And Rekmara holds his fingers out in front of him, and a glowing purple crystal materializes in there, and he sends it to basically stick to Cole's forehead. And this is an evolutionary dice, which allows him to increase anyone's stat or ability score by 1d4 for about a minute.
Ooh.
So dexterity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the way to go.
Yep.
Awesome. Shall I roll a d4 or do you roll it?
No, I rolled a d4,
Okay.
and I got a 4. So
Yay! Okay. So, my dex is now 20. So I believe that 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think that's a +5, isn't it?
I believe so.
I'll just change it up here, and then I think it will change everything else. Let's find out.
Yeah, it does if you're using the auto sheet.
I am.
Yeah, it's nice. It'll do everything.
All this power.
Yep, that's a +5.
Excellent. Sweet. Okay. So that means that I guess these two will go up because it's, you know, it wasn't before. It was +3. Huh. Right, it doesn't change the two hits, so I have to figure out what the deal is with those before. But that will help. But it will come up soon.
Alright, so while Jim's figuring out that, what's everybody else doing?
Fritz will be stealthing the opposite side that Cole and probably everybody else is going on.
Okay. Go ahead and make your stealth rolls.
That's where'd it go? Sorry. Okay, so that's a 13
Okay.
and a 14. Does that get me at least to the upside, the ramp going up on the opposite side, or do I need to roll
No.
to cross the open area?
No, that'll get you
Okay.
there.
All right.
Is everybody else proceeding across as well?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stealth came out to a 15.
Okay, good. Rick, Marat, and Narita, what did you get for stealth?
Surprisingly, 16.
Okay, great.
8.
All right. Well, it averages out. And nobody comes pouring out of the bridge yet, so you can make it up to the security door there. What would you like to do? How would you like to get in?
Is there a code to this door or some other form of unlocking?
It looks like there's kind of a panel where somebody would perhaps scan a key card or something like that.
I mean, if you want to wave Fritz over to try to do that, that's been something that they've had some success with before.
Come on over, Fritz.
All right. Fritz will sidle up to the pad and see what can be done with that. What kind of roll do you think I need on that? Tech?
get?
So tech roll, 12, 16, 17.
All right. So you are able to hack that security panel, and the door comes open, and you see four individuals inside, and they are all waiting with weapons trained at the door. So we're going to roll initiative once more.
Yay. 10.
Well,
20.
Okay, Narita.
didn't catch that.
I think your
2.
caption says 2.
It is correct.
Okay. All right. Let me just get that written down real quick. All right. So, top of the round, Sergeant Watson fires 3 times at the pirate captain and makes 3 hits. So he takes 6 points of blaster fire. And then Cole's up.
Okay. I think this is as we're entering the...
Yeah, as soon as the door comes open.
Okay. So I'm going to be probably on the opposite side of the doorway, and sort of lean in and shoot at the pirate captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will use. Yeah, I may use one of these things, but I'll see what happens first. Let me actually go ahead and roll the die first, where that will help. Okay. Okay, so that is a 25.
Yeah, that's it.
Evolution rocks.
It does, doesn't it? Also, I recently did the math, and apparently this whole time I was I had anyway.
So now we're all a little better at hitting things than we
Yes,
thought we were.
just a wee bit. Cool.
Roll your
Is the
damage.
pirate captain holding a weapon right now?
Pirate captain has a blaster in hand and a laser sword at his hip.
Okay.
There is also, you have seen spellcasters, so there is also a deck wizard of some kind in the room, and two just generic smuggler dudes.
Okay. That being the case, yes. Okay. Yeah. Right now, I think if I made him drop the gun, that's only going to be able to pick it up again. So we need to make this work. So I'm going to use my a risk die. I'm going to use a covering fire, not a covering fire. I'm going to use the no, it is the covering fire. Okay, but first let me actually do the damage here. Did I get 5 beyond the AC?
Yes.
Excellent. We shall celebrate by rolling a 3rd die. There we go. All right. Okay. 14.
14 points of damage?
Yep.
Excellent.
And I am expending a second risk die to do covering fire as a bonus action. It says to cow the creature. And I will roll the risk die and subtract it from the next attack roll the creature makes before the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And so I guess, should I roll that now, or
Yeah.
or do we wait until the attack? Okay.
Go ahead and roll. I will make a note of it.
Okay, he's going to be at -7 to his next attack.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Just go back behind the the bulkhead.
Okay. All right, Rekamara.
Is there any cover inside the bridge that I can get to from the doorway?
Inside. There would be, but you'd sort of be trying to dodge past the bridge crew.
Darn. Okay. Which target is in the center, or within are there any targets within a 5-foot radius of each other?
Yeah, the two like bandit mercenaries are in front, and the other and the captain is sort of just behind them, and the spellcaster's a little bit farther back for range.
Okay, so I'm going to aim at the centermost smuggler and fire or cast Ice Knife at them.
Okay.
So it's a ranged spell attack.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I rolling?
It's your D20 plus proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier, which is wisdom for a druid.
Okay. That's +4, and then sorry, what was the second one? The
D20 plus proficiency plus wisdom.
oh, which proficiency am I using?
Just your generic +2 at this level.
Oh, okay, so D20 plus 6. That is a 16.
Okay, that is a hit.
Okay. So Ice Knife does 1d10 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shard explodes, hitting everybody in a 5-foot radius for 2d6 of cold. Dexterity for half.
Okay. Let's roll
Ice Knife
the
is great.
initial damage for the hit, and then we'll resolve the dex saves as it explodes.
That is a 7.
Okay. All right. So dex save. Or I'm gonna say you hit the captain with the ice knife and it explodes, so he and the two bandits are gonna make the dex saves. So that's a 15 for the captain, and then a 3 and a 9 for the other two.
Okay. My DC is 14. So
Okay.
get a 5 and a 3. So 8 points of damage. So the captain takes 4, and then the others take the full 8.
Mhm.
And the captain takes the what did I roll? 7 for damage?
Yep. Captain's took the 7.
So 11 to him. Nice.
All right. Anything else you would like to do this round?
I just wanted to double check one thing really quick.
Okay.
Is my ability usable on a bonus action? Yes, as a bonus action on my turn, I can use it. So you see another little pyramid stone of purple fly out from Rekmara, and it hits Narita in the forehead. And it's going to increase her charisma by 3.
Purple stones on the forehead look good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Fritz, you're up next.
Okay. I kind of like staying outside the doorway,
Okay.
so I'm not going to be running into the room. From here, who would you say that I have actually a continued line of sight on for
You
phaser
can
shot?
see the two bandits in front,
Front,
and sort of just behind them is the captain.
I probably can't see past them very well,
Probably not.
being who I am. So let's just fire at one of the bandits. Phaser away. And it's an 8.
That's gonna miss.
We're not going to hit anything with that. I am, however, going to also say Sparky, inside roof.
All right. Sparky takes off. And bandit number 1 is gonna attempt to shoot back at somebody. He's gonna shoot at Sergeant Watson. And he's going to hit Sergeant Watson. So she will take She takes 3 points of radiant damage from blaster fire. And she laughs, because that hardly leaves a scratch on her armor. And then it's the captain's turn. He's gonna fire at Cole.
He's at -7 already.
Yup. He doesn't know that. And that's gonna be -5.
Excellent. Does that mean I hit him?
Okay, 2 + 5 puts him at 7, so he rolls a 0.
So he hits himself or somebody else.
He cannot even manage to fire his blaster. He left the safety on.
Excellent.
And then the second bandit goes, and he fires at Rick Mara. And that is 15 to hit.
Damn it.
And that is 5 points of radiant damage from the blaster. Which brings us to Narita.
We're gonna try to charm the captain.
Okay. So that's a wisdom save for him. Is he still at minus? No, that's just for the attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he rolls.
Does Narita's DC go up because I cast the bonus to her charisma?
Yes, it does. So her bonus is 12 right now. What does it?
It's 14 with the added.
14
charisma.
with the bonus. Okay. He rolls a 16.
Yeah.
He's not impressed.
Darn him. And I can still cast a spell too, even though I did the.
Let's see. As an action. So if you have a spell that's a bonus action that you would like to use, you can do that. Or you can move, but otherwise you've already spent your action.
I'm gonna stay outside the door for now.
Okay, because using the hex is basically the same as casting a spell.
Casting a spell, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to the pirate deck wizard,
Oh, I forgot about him.
who's
I
just
see
been
a
hanging
fireball in
out
our
in the
future.
background this whole time. And he is going to attempt to unleash a spell at Cole.
Oh.
And you see the deck wizard sort of step out from behind the others and raise sort of their hand with their fingers outstretched claw-like and lightning shoots out of their fingers. So that is, fortunately or unfortunately, it is only an 8. So that's gonna miss. The lightning sort of sparks off of the doorway and does not make contact with Cole.
You fellas are having a little trouble aiming today.
Seems that way. And that brings us back around to Sergeant Watson. The top of the round. Two hits, one miss. She's still firing at the captain. He takes 4 more points of radiant damage from her swarm pistols. And Cole, you're up again.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I think more shooting is in order.
All right.
I feel as though it would be a good idea.
Perhaps.
Yeah, one never knows. Yeah, just basically lean back in, shoot at the captain.
Okay.
That is a 22.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I do enjoy this crystal.
And that surpasses. I can't talk. I can words. It's more than +5 above his armor
Yay!
class.
Not so much this time. 6.
He's looking pretty rough, though.
Excellent.
Rick Mara.
How bold do I want to be?
Very.
All right. Rekmara is going to dash and slide into the bridge, making sure that he's about 10 feet away from the door. And then he's going to cast... Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Back at the door?
No, it's like a 10-foot cube.
Oh, centered
Around
on
me.
you?
And
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It starts like right in front of him and goes outward.
Right. I'm just saying if it starts in front of him and goes toward the door, but you're trying to make sure that you're far enough away that, yeah, got it.
Yeah. So they have to make Constitution saves.
All right. Ten.
Nope.
Six.
No.
Quick question. Does this include up?
Yes.
Sparky has to probably make a save.
Oops.
That's a natural 20. And a 15.
15 passes.
Okay.
Should I roll for Sparky or not?
We'll say Sparky is able to like hide up in some paneling.
Okay.
Okay, so I rolled 14 points of damage. Those who pass the save only suffer half that, but those who failed the save suffer the full 14, and they get thrown back by about 10 feet.
Okay. You see one of the bandits flies back into the captain, who also flies back. One of the other bandits does not get pushed back, but he still falls unconscious, and the deck wizard how much damage was that again for the save?
If they saved, it's only 7 points of damage.
Okay. So the deck wizard takes that half damage. And he was kind of the farthest back, so he had the most chance to evade it. But that leaves it to just him. Because all the other three were already pretty badly wounded. And then it's Fritz's turn.
Sparky, drop the wrench on his head, pointing at the mage, deck mage, and then drop on his head.
Okay.
And then once I see how successful that is, I'll choose to fire.
Sparky drops the wrench, but doesn't manage to aim it very well. So it manages to the wizard manages to sort of duck out of the way, and it just clatters to the floor.
Okay. And then Sparky dropping on him.
Mm-hmm. Well, he tries. You see him fall. You're not quite sure where he landed.
All right. Well, it was a good shot, as will this try to be a good shot and another phaser strike.
All right.
So, ooh, 19 plus 20.
That's a hit.
Nice. So we get our 2 plus, whoops, 2 plus 1, another 3 damage for him.
Okay. All three of them are down to Rita. You're up. It's just us and the deck wizard.
Deck wizard. All right. She will cast Halloween Curse. Maybe. We're gonna try.
Okay.
It's a
How does that work?
14.
14. 14 will hit.
Oh, yay. That's exciting. So then he'll take 1d12 of damage and then also be cursed. Oh, that's nice. It was a 12.
Okay. So far, That curse has dealt the most damage out of all of the attacks that have hit him. And he is bloodied.
We did something for once.
Yes.
We did it.
All right. That means it's his turn now, and he is going to attempt to cast a spell again, this time on Narita. And you see, as he raises his hands to attempt the motions to cast the spell, it looks as if the tendrils of black necrotic energy that had attacked him earlier have just sort of like withered his hands a little bit, and he can't quite get the somatic gestures right. He rolled a nat 1. So that's back to Sergeant Watson. And she shoots him once, twice, 3 times. He takes 7 points of radiant damage. He's looking pretty rough. Cole, would you like to finish him off?
I'd very much like to finish him off, if at all possible. You just sort of, once again, just kind of sort of lean back in. Not your day, is it?
All right, roll. Make your attack roll.
Oh, this might miss. It's a 15.
15 hit.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to presume it's not by the the plus 5 margin.
No, it is not this time.
So it's just regular damage, which is not terrible. 7.
How do you want to do this?
So no, I just basically I think that I just sort of just kind of leaned back in, and I think it's like as he's getting ready to try to respond to block somehow, I just shoot him like dead in the chest, and he flies back against the bulkhead and falls to the ground.
Nice. It does not rise. So, you are able to enter the bridge now, unimpeded. How is everybody doing? Are we ready to take a break? Or...
I feel so. If that is all right.
Yeah,
all right.
quick break would be good.
We will take our break and resume your investigation up the bridge.
We shall do this thing. Let's see if I hit the right button. See you shortly, folks. Hey folks, we are back. And we just took the bridge.
Hey,
What's on the bridge?
Well,
Well,
four unconscious people, right?
4 unconscious people. The pilot's seat, the flight controls, the comms. There is a station for an engineer, or the deck wizard, as you noticed, and there's also a station for the person in charge of manning the guns. Yes, this ship has a cannon.
Ooh.
Woohoo.
So,
So Rekmara is going to start searching the bodies.
Okay.
Fritz is going to check for any internal comm systems.
yeah. Just gonna look to see if we have any internal cameras or anything that shows any of the other decks or anything, or well, anywhere else that perhaps there might be activity. I don't know.
Would you like to know what sort of systems the ship has?
Yes,
Love to.
be great.
Ships. This ship has a Class 1 dark matter engine, impulse engines that will take you 3,000 feet in one round. It has communications, life pod, life support, sensors, shield generators, and an umbilicus. It can crew an engineer, a gunner, a pilot, and 6 passengers. It can hold 6 tons of cargo, and additionally, it has room to be upgraded. It's kind of just the basic sort of, not quite. It's a personal class vessel, not quite a merchant ship, but a little better than the shuttle that you came in on. And
Because
it
it's
has
actually-
a pulse cannon.
And it's
Now we're
actually
talking.
capable of interstellar travel.
It is indeed. It can do void jumps with that dark matter engine.
Mhm.
That arcane technology is something I'm a little bit familiar with. I know Lasnus has more experience as a pilot with the dark matter engines than I do. And I'm sure she'll spend a lot of time right now understanding what class of engine and things like that she's got going in terms of looking at the ship.
Sits down at the pilot's seat
Yep.
and starts
And
working on
starts-
that.
Yep, getting all that stuff together.
Yep.
Um,
But yeah, you do gather that there are internal comms as well.
Aha.
I think we should just call everybody to the bridge.
Mhm.
There's still like, what, 4 more floating around somewhere?
Well, we should probably tell them to, surrender because their captain is not here.
Well, that's why we call them to the bridge, but whoever wants to take care of that. Who's good at talking stuff
Persuasion?
like that? Persuasion things. Yep.
Wow.
Looked over.
It's my time to shine.
And Rekmara is going to use his ability again and increase Narita's charisma.
Ooh.
And she gets a +4.
Ooh. Exciting.
As far as searching the bodies, you see they all have their weapons, but they weren't necessarily carrying anything of particular value at the moment.
Okay. Well, Rekmara is going to prop up the captain on the captain's seat anyway.
Okay. All right, Narita, take it away.
Well, first, are these comm systems like relatively easy to use? Do I need assistance? From
Oh, I'll take care of that.
okay.
I'll flip it on and just hand you the mic.
Perfect. All right, so she sort of dear crewmates, as you may have noticed, I am not your captain. If you would like to come to the bridge at this time, your captain has met his demise. We feel that it is very important for you, if you'd like to live, to come and turn over your weapons and leave the ship. We will give you the next 5 minutes, or else we will come find you ourselves. Thank you.
That persuasion roll, and we'll see what happens.
And actually, that persuasion roll, Fritz has decided that Fritz is going to sneak back down to the shuttle pod area just in case anyone decides to just run.
You'd probably take our new friend with you.
Watson?
Yeah, let's send Watson
okay.
down.
The sergeant will accompany you to
That's
guard
good.
the
Now
hangar bay.
there is an odd combination right there.
You want to ride?
No.
Fair enough. She'll walk slow.
Hey, I'm not that slow.
Well, she's 6 feet without the armor. She got long legs. Anyway.
She might end up with a wrench dropped on her head if she doesn't watch it.
Maybe.
A wrench
She
dropped
might-
near her head.
She might deserve it.
So,
All right. So let me figure out exactly where everybody else is in the ship and how long it will take them to get to you. Downsides of being off for a couple weeks. Ah, yes. Okay. So, Fritz, as you are guarding the hangar, you see the cargo lift activate and four more smugglers come up, accompanied by a large man with a construct graft where one of his hands should be. Is it a pirate hook? Yes. And they proceed toward the bridge.
And I proceed to remain in cover, hiding in an area along here, hoping that if anyone does look back this way, there's a very large figure to be looking at instead of me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I start to hear any signs of resistance, we're just going to head back that way.
All right. So, a few moments later, the rest of you hear the sound of heavy footfalls racing up the ramp toward the bridge. And we're going to roll for initiative.
Ah, excellent. Good God.
good, guys. It's real good.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
5.
Same.
That's with advantage.
Well, I think we're going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Okay. Well, the good news is Lee is not going to wait for them to get to the bridge before she starts firing. You just have to plunk everybody else down in order. All right. So, Lee fires off her swarm cannon. At the pirate bosun with his hook hand. And hits all 3 times. Dealing 10 points of damage. And then one of the bandits is a little overzealous and he attempts to fire his blaster. I think he just sees the blaster fire coming from behind them. He's the one at the end of the line, turns around and attempts to fire back at her. And rolls in at 1. Pew! Blaster fire spraying off the walls. Rick Mara, you're up next.
Reknara is going to raise his hand, point at the guy with the graft, and just say Hadouken, and fire a sacred flame at him.
Dex save for him. That is a 19.
God damn it. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I've got one more evolutionary dice. So, see another flying purple crystal. And gives Cole a +2 to his dex.
Yay.
All right. And now it's the bosun, and he is going to run up toward you, Rekmara, and swing his rocket hammer. This is going to be a 24 to hit.
Ouch.
You notice this rocket hammer is much smaller and lighter than Lasnus's hammer, and you only take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. 5 points is a lot when you actually manage to hit.
Okay. That actually... I'm not doing too well right now.
Are you conscious?
No, I'm at 8.
Okay.
Or yes, you're conscious and you're
Yes,
at 8.
you're conscious. All right. So Rekabara is looking pretty rough. We have 2 more bandits that go before the rest of the party. And let's see who they're going to fire at. One of them fires at Cole. That's an 18 to hit.
I'm going to try Skin of Your Teeth again.
Okay.
Ooh, that does not hit. That is now only a 10.
Okay.
I dodge out of the
Does
way
not
at the
hit.
last
You
minute.
dodge. Excellent. And the next one is going to attempt to fire at Narita. And that's 14.
Wait, what is it? Is it my hit points? I forgot.
No, your armor class.
Armor class? Oh, dang it, it's 13. That hits.
Okay. So you're going to so he deals you 7 points of blaster damage.
We're all not doing great.
No.
Did you roll or add your additional hit points from hitting level 2?
Yep.
Yeah, because wait, is it hit points?
So your total hit points that we rolled were 15.
Yeah.
So 15 minus 7, she's still not doing great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And Cole, you're up.
Okay. Yes, so how many people do we have shooting at us right now?
You have 5. 4 smugglers and the bosun
Okay.
with the hook.
So I sort of roll and dive behind a chair, and when I come back up, I am wielding my plasma launcher, which I am going to fire into their midst.
Yeah.
Time for that.
Oh no.
That was gonna be so cool. No. That's a 1 on the die.
I hope I'm far enough away.
Yeah. So I feel as though that's not going to do anything.
Plasma bolt sails out the door over the heads of the oncoming smugglers, and you hear it score the bulkhead across the ship, and some swearing in Lee's voice. Oh, bloody hell, mate!
Ah, shit. She's not gonna let me forget that.
And to Lee, at least it wasn't
Sorry.
at me this time.
Sorry!
Learn how to aim!
I'll get there sooner or later.
And Narita, you're next.
We will try. I guess we'll go for the pirate. So hauling curse aimed at the pirate. $22. Okay.
22 hits.
I had to do math.
Roll that damage.
And then when I use this, do I get to pick the curse? What's the curse?
Hollowing Curse. First level necromancy spell, concentration up to 1 minute.
You get to
Tendrils of-
automatically deal 1d12.
Yeah,
each.
as long as your concentration isn't broken, every time your turn comes around, you can roll that d12 just to keep pumping damage into him once it hits.
Yeah.
So tendrils of black mist extend from your fingertips, latching onto a creature and draining it of its vitality. Actually, you don't roll to hit. Apparently, he makes a dexterity saving throw. So, and if it hits him, which it does, you roll your d12 necrotic damage and then just keep rolling next time your turn comes around.
So that's a 9.
All right. Anything else you want to do? You're probably...
She just wants to hide somewhere. She can be safe now.
You can try.
Yeah.
All right. He is looking pretty rough. You see that necrotic damage latch onto him, and you see it sort of wrap around his hook hand where that graph attaches, and then from there just go up his arm with like black veins of withering energy. It's pretty nasty. And then we have one more bandit. This is the guy in the back who's just going to keep trying to shoot at Lee. And he hits. And she takes 4 points of damage. And that brings us back to the top of the round, and Lee's just going to shoot back at him. Nope. The blaster fire has thrown her aim off a little, and she misses. with the first one, but she still has 2 more. She misses again, but the third one hits. All right. Bandit number 3. Attempts to shoot at Narita. It's a 15.
It hits.
4 points of damage.
Looking real rough.
So on this new round, is Fritz being incorporated into the initiative?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you roll?
A 12.
12. All right. Rick, you're next, then the bosun, and then Fritz. Nope, and then Fritz, and then the bosun.
So, Rekmara just stares coldly at the person who hit him with the rocket hammer. And he's just going to say, leave my presence, and level the sun staff and shoot him in the chest with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 20. Natural.
That's a crit.
Yeah. That's a 5. And that's a 4. So 9.
He's dead. All right. And
He will take cover behind the
okay.
captain sitting in the captain's chair.
You notice as you dispatch the bosun and duck behind the captain in the captain's chair, the 4 remaining smugglers sort of look around and drop their weapons.
Smart.
So Fritz, it's would be your turn. Is there anything you would like to do?
Shoot him in the back. Just kidding.
Get them. Get them.
Turn to Ragnarok. Really? Really? No, Fritz will pull out the phaser and just kind of wave everybody over, and it's just like, everybody into the shuttle. Prisoners, not you guys.
Ah, okay.
You
Right.
don't want to just boot them out into space?
Let's not give Rekmara any thoughts about that, okay?
No. Why don't you just throw them in the life pods and shoot them down?
Why waste life pods?
Why
They
waste
might
another ship?
Look,
Surrendered.
there might be
Really.
bounty on net money. Hold it. There might be bounties on these guys. We can send them back with Lee.
Okay, fair.
Collect happy endings.
Send them back
Sergeant
dead.
Watson will herd them all onto the shuttle. She will bind their hands and secure them.
I think I actually have some hand flexicuffs around here somewhere, and
Yeah.
Fritz will go digging through a bag and come up with like 25 pairs of flexicuffs out of nowhere.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That should do it.
All right, so the prisoners
like-
are secured. How do you wish to proceed?
Will she take the other bodies as well?
I suppose she could.
Yeah, we'll load the rest of the dead bodies onto the shuttle.
That'll be good.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, it needs to happen. I presume we've searched everybody. Is everybody that we shot at dead? Aside from these four?
I think there were some unconsciouses, right? 2?
Well, nobody administered first aid to any of the pirates, so they're all
No.
dead by now.
They're all gone now.
Yeah, that was largely a time issue. And
That was not the issue.
in Cole's mind,
bit
that
of
was
a-
largely a time issue.
There was a staff issue.
Yeah, it's like we had to deal with this first. So yeah, basically that means I think that we're probably gonna just start searching the ship itself then.
Mhm.
All right.
I think we can have Lasnus pilot the shuttle back to drop off and bring back. I can work on reviewing ship systems and, finding anything in terms of logs and communications and stuff if you guys want to do like the physical search of the premises.
Sure.
Sounds good.
How are we doing on time? Looks like we're about at the time we usually wrap. So
Yeah.
we could call it here and continue searching the ship next week.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Just need the deed to the ship and
That's right. The space title.
I think I can
We need
find
the
the
space
space title. Do we need to change it to some names? I think I can probably handle that.
Well,
We'll see.
I feel as though discussions need to happen as to what exactly the deal will be with the ship, because if we end up being able to claim it as salvage, we got to figure out what we want to do.
Perhaps.
We'll see what we find.
Is it salvage after you after you kill the ship? Yeah. Well, if it's a stolen ship, that's going to be another problem too. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yes,
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Because it was like legitimately registered, wasn't it? And
Was it?
So, was it?
well, I mean, it was under a what the station manager person
Oh yeah.
like a harbor
type
master,
person,
except
harbor
Yeah.
master, yeah,
Yeah.
It said something about it being like it was like a science vessel or something like that. I can't remember.
Merchant ship.
Merchant ship. There we go.
But if that doesn't mean it wasn't falsified registration.
Yeah, it easily could have
Yeah.
been. Yeah, we just got to figure out what the deal is.
Yep. Well, I can dig on my side.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Very nice. So I guess we have a ship? Question mark?
Question
We
mark?
might have. We
I have
might.
a
It's-
ship.
We might.
I mean, it's sort of the in character thing is really more. What are we doing with the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to be because none of us wants to give it to anyone else and we all just have to travel together?
Oh God, nightmare.
I just want to see what's here. It could be part of a collection.
One never knows. One never knows.
It's a thing.
And I mean, we need to find
Besides-
out. Yeah.
It might need fixing.
Yeah, we might need to find out more about whoever they might have been working with, or if they were on their own. It's a good question, because that's the thing. If they were smuggling, then they had to be taking the goods somewhere. So that's a good question. I guess we'll like. Mm-hmm.
Did we need to clear out the lab to get the money? Or are we going to just sail off into the sunset in our stolen ship?
I think we can have the credits transferred, digital money, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's still a danger door.
There is still a danger door. That's true.
Yeah.
We'll figure these things out. But I guess we'll go ahead then and go around and do our outros. Folks, once again, feel free to say where folks can find you and any thoughts you had about this session, favorite moments, that kind of deal. To at least give me enough time to think of my favorite moment. So we're going to start with our station master, Alyssa.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching, and thank you all for playing. My name is Alyssa. You can find me at Origami Shuriken on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, where you can hear the full-length version of our theme song. And catch me right back here, same time, same channel next week, when we will have a guest player with us, Trooper SJP.
Oh, cool. Awesome. I didn't know when that was happening. So
Yes, that is next week.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the chat, but it's been a couple weeks since then, so.
Yeah. I didn't know exactly what the time. That's awesome. I need to do some overlay things. Very cool. Were there any final thoughts on the session you wanted to do?
I am amused at Rick Morales' continued aggressive negotiations. that poor first officer, he was just understaffed. But I'm liking seeing how everybody's characters are starting to come out and be able to do more things, and yeah, I look forward to seeing how we do at level 2.
Awesome. And over to Mem.
Well, I'm Mem. You can find me at Uncertain Memory here on Twitch, Uncertain Mem on Twitter. Favorite moments. The spider pod didn't hit either time. Getting the random gem stuck to foreheads, and of course Rick Morad still being bloodthirsty and vicious. I love it.
Yes. Excellent. And Cazimi.
Gotta find the mute button. I'm Cazimi. You can find me here on Sundays. That's where I live. I don't exist outside of this particular digital place. Favorite moments. There were just a lot of little bits that came together tonight. Everybody seemed to kind of kick in and have different things going on. And it's fine. It's fun to see us finding our level 2 sorts of things going on. I'll be curious to see what happens with the ship and what people think about what may come. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a guest spot too. It'll be fun to have somebody else to interact with as we do this.
That'll be very cool. All right, and Anino.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming, and you can check out my landing page, which is aninogaming.com. See my schedule and any my latest highlights or lowlights, all the lights. So next up, I think on the schedule is actually Wednesday on the Welcome to RPG channel, in which hopefully we'll get Unprosperous Winds, a D&D homebrew GM'd by Atomic Firebird. It should be on at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Then Friday, Cyberpunk Red has gone weekly, so stay tuned and see what happens after Jimenez dropped a massive pipe bomb on live TV, which will probably get everyone killed.
You know, as these things go. Did you have like a favorite moment or anything tonight?
I was glad that I could finally start using the evolutionary powers of a Druid of Obelisk. Wanted to see how that would turn out, and that's a pretty nice ability. I could also wild shape, but I just felt like the evolutionary thing was a lot cooler. So.
I think Cole appreciated it a whole
He
lot
did.
tonight.
I think, and that is actually my favorite part this evening were those little purple gemstones.
Right.
Those were a delight. Excellent. Well, then, that leaves me. I'm Jim. Let's see. Once again, I'd like to thank Jade Nebula for providing our artwork. As for me, you can find me on at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some things I've written, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. Here on this channel on Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon, we have the premiere of our short campaign for March, which will be Alas Vegas. That is a game that is tarot-based, intended as kind of a round-robin thing, where not everyone necessarily knows the plot until the very end. It's supposed to be a surreal game. I am very eager to get into it. On Wednesday night, we have our Masks campaign, Rebels with a Cause, in the city of Doctropolis. That is run by Molthulu. On Saturday nights, we have our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox, and which has been kind of tense and exciting lately. I've actually been very interested in how that's been going. On Sundays, we in the afternoons, we do one-shots. And so the one-shot 1 week from today, that Sunday, will be Hill State University, which is a supernatural horror scenario run by Aris, Animus Panthera, who plays in the Invisible Sun campaign. And, of course, then that evening, more Dark Matter. And we shall apparently have a guest, which is awesome. And so we must prepare for that. That's going to be very cool. Sign-ups right now are still open for Hill State University for anyone who's interested in that. I'll be probably closing that sometime tomorrow night. And very soon look for sign-ups for a one-shot of Space 1889, the Savage Worlds version, Red Sands, where we shall go and do silly things on Mars. As always, beginners are welcome. Again, you can go down and click on RPG Sign Up, go to jimyesthatjim.com, click on Game Sign Up. That's where you look for it. So, when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid over to Happy Jack's RPG podcast. They are playing their Call of Cthulhu campaign. I haven't raided them in a little while, so I'm going to go say hi to them. Feel free, if you so desire, to hang on and say hi to them with us. That, again, will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will see you next week. Farewell.